Hello and thank you for joining us on the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Uzubakun. Today on the program, up to 3,000 persons displaced as herdsmen invade Benue, Ebonyi villages. Zamfara governor suspend Emir of Dansadao district head over alleged involvement in banditry. Set up committee to investigate them. And later on the show, federal government says violators of COVID-19 travel advisory will be grounded for 1 year. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Utitoju and Olayinka Oyegbile. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Thank you for staying with us. Like wildfire in Harmattan, insecurity continues to ravage Nigeria. On Sunday, attacks by suspected herdsmen in the boundary area of Ebonyi and Benue states left 30 people dead in 7 affected villages. According to the statement by the chairman of Adu local government area of Benue State, James Oche, it took the intervention of troops of Operation Wild Stroke to repel the attackers. About 3,000 persons have been displaced due to the attack, in addition to 2,000 persons previously from previous attacks. Babajide, this is Ebonyi State now, and for a long time, there have been incessant attack, in this particular state, and they share a kind of boundary with Benue State. So for a long time now, there has been a sustained attack. Apart from the crisis we have in the southeast, Ebonyi is having its own fair share of the attacked by bandits.
These are criminal headsmen, bloodthirsty criminal headsmen. I know that it's sometimes difficult to distinguish between these criminals that are holding our nation by the jugular, but these are not bandits. Their mission is different, because when somebody comes to an area not to steal but to simply kill people, it's not a bandit. That's not the definition of banditry. The bandit is a rogue. The bandit attacks with the intention of taking possession. Where people just storm an area and start killing people. That means they are hired, how do I describe them? I found a word for them. They are a militia, the herdsmen militia. That is what they are. If herdsmen get attacked in a location, they send for the militia.
Yeah.
The militia is like their military wing, and then they go on the killing spree. Sometimes they won't even attack. They won't even attack where it happened. They will attack another village, as long as it's the same people, the same tribe. Then that is what they do. They will just go and attack those people, and it's happening even in Zamfara. In many places, it's happening. They get attacked and they retaliate. So we've seen repeatedly now, and in some cases too, they simply want a free rein on your piece of land to graze, to let loose their cattle, so that they can have a free rein on your farmlands. This is what brings friction. People don't want to work for a whole year expecting bountiful harvest, and then some other people will unleash cattle on their farmlands and expect that they will not complain. It will definitely lead to anger. People's blood will boil, and sometimes this results in loss of lives. So this is what we are seeing here in that boundary community. That is what happened. And before now, even on the 23rd of May, 5 wards in Katsina were taken over by people believed to be criminal headsmen. And more than 117 persons have already been killed. There are pictures of those people leaving their communities. Maybe the producer will be able to flash those pictures later. People already rendered homeless. They don't have anywhere to go. Already, even the IDP camps are filled to the brim in some of these communities. And when you become an IDP in your country,
yes,
you don't get the best of treatment. That is the thing. Nobody has, you can see them chased away by criminal headsmen from their communities. In Kasinala, now they are trekking to God knows where. Because in their view, if you are alive, then there is hope.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. We are being held tightly by the jugular, by criminals, just killing people for fun in our country as if they are in a military shooting range. Where you
can only
try
see
to
this kind of
improve your
situation
marksmanship.
in another country at war.
But what we are going through is worse than war. People don't die as much as people die, even in real war situations in Nigeria. What we are going through is worse than war in terms of the hemorrhaging of human lives. It's worse than war. We should stop saying we are not at war. We are massively at war. We can report about wars around us, even in some countries, even outside of our continent. People don't die with the frequency with people who are dying, with the rapidity with which people are dying in our country. So we are at war. I don't want to hear that we are not at war. We are at war. What do we call people? The kind of arms, that people take to other people's communities to go and kill them is only consistent with what you see in a full-blown war.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys now, they are going to another, they might go to another town or another state now.
Look at this.
You don't know exactly where they are going.
You don't know.
See this
they
picture.
could even still be attacked there because you had the case of people who attacked in an IDP camp.
Yeah.
They went to kill people in an IDP camp.
Anyone who sees these pictures and still doubts the fact that the country is at war needs something else. Because some years back, these are pictures you see of Rwanda, DRC, Somalia, and the rest of them. And you keep saying, no, it can never happen in Nigeria. Right before our very eyes, they are happening. Look at. Now, the question to ask is, these 3,000 persons moved from one community, where are they going to? What is the quality of life that in where they are going to? Because if you have 3,000 persons in one place,
that's a lot.
How do you accommodate them? How do you provide space? How do you provide food? How do you provide shelter? How can you provide basic amenities of life for them? Look,
no mattresses, nothing.
We are in a very, very terrible situation. And the only way for it to abate is for those in authority to realize that this is no longer a thing to joke with. There is this American journalist, Malcolm Gladwell, who propounded a theory of broken window theory. That if a house, a window is broken, and you fail to mend it, that is how everything will continue. Yeah. This is exactly what is happening now. This whole thing started in the Northwest, in the Northeast. We didn't take good cognizance of it. It spread to Northwest, North Central, Southeast, everywhere now, nowhere is safe. It is frightening. You know, when people, if you have friends abroad, when they call you, the first question they ask you is, how do people then survive? How do you people survive? How do you live? Especially those of us who know we have relations in the north. They ask, are they still there? What is going on? Why is everywhere in chaos? What is happening? But the sense of security with which those who have the power to stem the tide, with which they are looking at it, Shakespeare said, a slide in time, a flood in time, saves a lot. Now, this thing has become like a flood. So it is sweeping everybody along. When it was a trickle, We didn't stop it. Now it has become a flood. And therefore, it is sweeping almost everybody, sweeping everywhere. There's no place now that you can conveniently beat your chest and say it is safe. Security has broken down everywhere.
We have some Nigerians that are even living in the Niger Republic. Some Nigerians in Chad. And I was told that even in our Ogun State here, some have displaced in Yewa. They've gone to Republic of
Tokutono, the rest of them.
And I don't know, the multidimensional challenge we have in terms of security is coming from all fronts. I don't know, maybe this government, maybe they're not overwhelmed already, because for me, anytime I get to read the papers in the morning, I flip through the contents, I'm always very, very sad, because it is now all about insecurity across the country. Effectively, no part of Nigeria is safe now.
No part. In Lagos, we can at least thank God that the kind of stories that we read in other places, about other places, we don't read such stories here in Lagos. But Lagos has its own challenges too. Lagos is a city bursting at the seams with area boys. And that in itself is a time bomb.
Yeah, time bomb.
That's why and these area boys live for the day.
Yes.
They live for the day.
The system at any point in time.
They live for the day.
You know, the unfortunate thing is that even the non-indigenous one are beginning to join.
No,
it is
the reason we had the kind of carnage that we had in Lagos during the NSAS protest was because the area boy and the motor boys in Lagos, they live for the day. That means the following day, they are not guaranteed of any form of income.
Changing them.
Unless they come out to extort money from motorists or from innocent commuters or drivers. That's how they live. Now, when you say people are protesting, in Lagos, you will say people should sit at home for 2 days. 2 days is already too long for the area boy, because he would not be able to feed.
It also happened during the COVID
over those 2 days.
Lockdown.
Yes, that was when they started breaking people's homes, robbing people.
1 million
because they simply live for the day. No individual should live for the day. If a man's life is so hopeless that he lives for the day, then something is...
What is going to... the next meal tomorrow morning is not certain.
That is why they are like a disaster waiting to happen. All that it takes is for you to just touch on a raw nerve. And you see someone prepare to kill, prepare to take a life. So Lagos, yes, and then the cultists. Problems get worse in our country because our leaders have this attitude of simply glossing away problems and not attempting to fix problems immediately and decisively. This was how the Boko Haram degenerated. We continue to underrate. They will call them ragtag soldiers, ragtag fighters, this and that. Today, those so-called ragtag soldiers, ragtag fighters have no qualms about dislodging the military and stealing the weapons of the military. Aliun Dume, the chairman of the Army Committee, was saying the other day that the weapons that Boko Haram has were stolen from the army. You don't need to tell me that. It's not news. We knew.
Anytime they overrun any of the...
There was a time in around 2014 that we were just receiving weapons in Baga, and Boko Haram came and collected all of those weapons. They sacked the army base. Shekau Shekau now did a video.
Did you? I remember that time.
Yes, he said the weapons that we stole here are enough to win this war. In his own words, he said, when Bendigogina Kune, these guns belong to you. So this is, and it has not reversed. It's now a lot worse. They are so confident now that anytime they like, they just attack.
They just attack.
All right, I have Ima. Ima is calling us from Owerri in Imo State. Ima, I hope you are safe.
Yeah.
Stay safe, my brother. The storm will soon be over.
Well, we thank God, and we can't continue to trivialize what's supposed to be very serious. You guys are hitting the hammer at the nail, and sometimes we just have to speak.
Yes.
Psychology permits it, whether somebody is hearing or not. But I believe some have, somewhere, sometime, just like I called you in on Sunday. I was a person that related the situation in a way.
Remember?
Yeah.
Your lucky fingers now to get us.
By the grace of God, we're all praying, hoping things will change. But I want to let you know, as of today, the people are more scared of even the military and police than even the whatever, whether somebody can place hands on the whether on gunmen. They are more comfortable. So there is this narrative that needs to change. Whatever system, whether the police, the law enforcement agencies are using, it has to be changed. Sometimes you can't shoot your way to peace. You can't shoot your way to peace. I mentioned what happened with Yaradua. He didn't release a shot. But the kind of ammunition these boys brought out in Niger Delta a couple of years ago shocked the whole Nigeria.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not all about go there, shoot them. I was told about what happened in Benue, how we went there, shot the gentleman. Till today, Boko Haram has metamorphosized into something that is unbearable. Today, go and shoot this person. It doesn't work. Engaging these young men, it doesn't necessarily mean condoling what they are doing. Today, both the young man that is pioneering the iPod thing is even losing it himself. Because this is a monster that is going to consume everybody. Do you know in Owerri today, if people have enemies, this is what I'm observing. You go and kill the person, the next thing you hear is unknown gunmen. If you have enemies, you can burn down their house. The people will hear unknown gunmen. This is complete anarchy. That's what is going on because somebody has not properly engaged things. So people are hiding. I'm sure Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is, may not even know that this one have taken this ugly trend.
Yes.
You know, you go to places, you perpetuate it for the next thing you hear. I don't think, from what this guy said yesterday, Nnamdi Kanu, that is not part of those who are robbing. That is, in fact, he's ready to refund the trailer load of onions which people stole. Is he aware today that people are going about shooting people, killing? Then again, the press should help.
Ima, we don't have all the time. Thank you for your contribution, for a valuable contribution anytime you call. That's the situation in the southeast, and we'll be keeping tab on what's happening in the southeast, and it's getting very, very scary. And
we just hope that some fifth columnists are not at work.
That is it.
Because the police also need to be up and doing. Some people have told me that people arrested have said that they are working for IPOB, they are working for
ESN.
Yes, we need information. Nigerians need to know. There are many Nigerians who are not convinced that IPOB is behind this killing. So if some people have confessed in the course of interrogation, let's not waste time.
Why are we still calling them on trial?
Put them on trial. But the media does not have the information that the police has.
Yes.
The police are saying that some of these people have confessed. Where are they?
Where are they? Bring them out.
As far as the media is concerned, they do not have evidence.
Yeah.
You can't tag a crime to someone when you don't have evidence. But the police have made arrests. What are the things
they are doing?
The revelations that came out of those arrests, let it be in the public domain. Let our people know that, yes, this is what is happening. These are the arrests that you've made. This is the information that you got, and you are putting them on trial.
All right. Moving on now. It is desperate times in Zamfara state over worsening armed banditry, and the state is taking desperate measures to salvage the situation. On Monday, Governor Bello Matawale approved the suspension of the Emir of Dansadao, Alhaji Usaini Umar, and the district head of Nasara Malayi, Alhaji Bello Wakala, with immediate effect over alleged complicity in the security situation in the states. A high-powered committee to investigate activities of the suspended traditional rulers has been constituted. Niga, this is a lucrative business, and it's like a long chain that somebody actually said, look, if you are giving the bandits 800 million naira, 150 million naira, will they be spending it with the baboons and the monkeys in the forest?
No.
That they have patrons, they have people that,
that take their own share.
Yes, that is an well-arranged and organized crime.
You know, not too long ago on this same program, I remember I said that the late General Sani Abacha once said that if a crisis lasts for more than 2-3 weeks, the government is involved. The government, not necessarily that is the government, but some people, some high-placed people are involved. With what has happened now, without already apportioning blame that the traditional ruler is guilty or not, I think this is a very bold step that the governor has taken. Because, one, in every community, anything that happens, the traditional ruler or some people, high people in place, in the place, must have some information. So if this traditional ruler, the Emir of Dansadao, had information and he didn't make such available to the government, he has himself to blame. But
no,
now,
what we've seen in the past, this is not the first person.
Yes.
We've seen active connivance.
Exactly.
Information. They'll be giving intel.
Intel. You know, what this means is that this man has a lot to do with this. The government need to go to the root of the... He may not, in fact, he will not be the only highly placed person. We have said it before, that all these things, they have tap roots in the community. The the traditional ruler has, if he knows, in every community, it's just like the police. They know where the bad boys are. They know where the thieves are. Until a push becomes a shove, that is when they act. What the governor has done now will send signals to all the other traditional rulers and all those who hold high offices and know about all these things.
Jide, knowing where they are, knowing particular places where they live and where they stay is different from actively aiding and abetting them. And we've seen situation in Katsina State, I want to remember, or maybe this same Zamfara State, that some people, they've been apprehended, traditional rulers or chiefs apprehended in time past for this kind of crime.
Yes, this has been happening for so long. Zamfara especially. Even Governor Yari suspended traditional rulers.
Yeah,
so Bello Muhammad Mutawale is doing the same thing now. That means that these traditional rulers are neck deep in their involvement in banditry. There was the case of a traditional, I'm trying to remember his name, the Emir of Zulmi. The Emir of Zulmi, Alhaji Abubakar Atiku, escaped lynching by his subjects for his alleged romance with bandits. So even their own subjects are aware that the hands of these traditional rulers are not clean. So information will reach the governor, and the governor will think the best thing to do is to respond appropriately. We had in Katsina too, the district head of Kankara, that the governor moved against the district head for this same reason, suspected to be hand in gloves with bandits. In Zamfara, soldiers were arrested, 7 soldiers arrested allegedly for aiding bandits. There was even a couple, a soldier and the wife, accused of selling weapons. I mean, selling uniform.
Uniform, yes.
Army uniform to bandits.
To bandits, yeah.
So it takes two to tango. What these bandits do, without the connivance of, in some cases, members of our armed forces, our traditional rulers, they can't get away with them. You provide them with intel, you supply them with weapons. Sometimes you buy Indian hemp for them, because unlike them, you are free. You can go to the town, buy things. You buy Indian hemp for them.
Buy tramadol.
You give them the things that they need. You send to them. You refuse to engage them when necessary, because you are hand in glove with them. So, materially, as
some of them, they even come back to
best.
the proceeds of the crime.
Of course, that's what it
happens.
involves. You play your role, you play your role, I play my role. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
I carry you along, I make you happy. That way, you feel loyal to me. If you get information that they are coming to kill me, for my involvement in banditry, you quickly pass that information, I'll run away. At the end of the day, the security forces can't do anything. So this is, we need to continue to make examples of these people. Anywhere that there's too much banditry, the traditional ruler in that area should be suspended. Others will sit up and know that, look, the job of keeping their area safe is not for government alone. They too have a role. You can't be wearing big and
be collecting percentage of local government
collecting money,
budget,
and then you can't play a role in some area.
We'll take this break. When we come back, we'll talk more. It's still journalist Hangout. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's journalist Hangout, reaching you from TVC News. Now we're looking at the security situation in Zamfara State, and we are even narrowing down to the Emir of Dansadao, Alhaji Hussaini Umar, and the district head of Nasara, that is Alhaji Bello Wakala, that were suspended by Governor Ali Matawali. Before we went on that break, we were talking about the culpability of these people, and even to tell them the movement of troops, tell them when they are coming to coming to sweep on these bandits.
On the 16th of April 2021, the district head of Badarawa and Shinkafi Emirate Council was suspended by the governor, suspended indefinitely. What did he do? He conferred the traditional ruler on a soldier who was now arrested for aiding bandits. So he conferred the traditional ruler on a crooked soldier, a soldier who was arrested for helping bandits. So the governor didn't waste time. He suspended him indefinitely. You know, because he must have fed, for you to have given that kind of person honor, that means you know what he's doing, you know who he is. You have to investigate people now before you give them traditional title. So he's trying his best now to ensure that traditional rulers are monitored. Any traditional ruler with a hint of friendship with bandits, he has to go. That is what Bello Muhammad Mutawali, the governor of Zamfara, is trying to do. Maybe if this is sustained and traditional rulers are made more and more involved in securing their localities, maybe we will have peace ultimately.
There are some areas that are said is now like a normal thing, that's surrounded by bandits, and bandits, they go about and they don't even,
they don't hide their
residents don't even care about them again, because it's like a regular feature. They go about terrorizing people and they come back in the same communities across the north.
The problem there is that a lot of confidence has been lost in the security agencies. That is why that is happening, because some of them will feel that if they report these bandits to the security agencies, the security agencies perhaps will either not act, or even when they act, they reveal to bandits who gave them information. Therefore, it is a case of, do we live with bandits? As long as they don't hurt us, they hurt our neighbor, they hurt other people.
Give them what they want.
So, what needs to be done now is a complete rebuilding of confidence. I honestly believe that no man, no community whatsoever wants to accommodate bandits or crooks. But in a situation where communities give information, the security agencies don't act, or they act late, then people just look at it that, well, as long as I'm not affected or I'm not attacked, because that is what is happening. Most of them don't want to report those bandits because they feel that, well, they are doing their business, I'm doing mine. If they don't disturb me, and I don't want them to disturb me, is to keep my lane, as we say. You keep your lane by keeping short, by keeping mum over the activities of bandits. They will do their banditry. If they want to carry out their banditry, they leave your territory. That is what is happening. And this is also a very dangerous thing, because when you allow this kind of thing to go on, there are those who will feel that these people are, after all, are making it. I've been struggling all these years, and I can see a man that is a bandit is making it. They will be tempted to say, okay, let us even also try, but you don't do once and take a retreat. So that is what is happening. The security agencies must wake up. The rebuilding of confidence of communities in them must be done. See what is happening. Everywhere you see a lot, when they are even going, they move with so much confidence. Nobody to stop them.
Look at even
because
the
weaponry, yes.
Those who carried out the attack in Tegina, they were bold enough to first go and attack the police station. So that way you have immobilized them.
The so there's no way they
can
move.
Who will come and rescue the people? You know? Walked into a filling station, filled their tanks without paying a dime. In fact, they were so confident that they sent their pictures to me as they occupied the road. You know, with their water bottles and everything. They were 3 of them on each bike. So with 25 motorbikes, 25 times 3. It will take some stopping.
Yeah.
It will really take some stopping.
Let's look at how we got here. Because weeks ago we were talking about, even in the Southwest, that when our youths, when they're out of school or they didn't go to school, they drop out, they become cultists, they become what you describe as cyber bandits.
Bandits, yeah.
So for the Southwest here, we have Yahoo, Southwest, Southeast, the southern part of the country, that they are stuck in trade immediately after they leave school or anything.
Even while in school.
Even while in school, those schools in the Bomoshanko. Now, the bottom line is that
I beg your pardon.
In the north, in the north now, you have these children, young children. They're out of school. Over 10 million of them out of school. So, 5, 6, 7 years from now, those ones will not be able to.
That's why it's been so easy for Boko Haram to recruit fighters.
Yes.
It's been extremely easy. One of the things that gave the edge to ISWAP over Shekau was the fact that while it was much difficult for Shekau to recruit, the other group, based on funding, the capacity to entice young people with even loans and all that, they continue to recruit, their number continue to swell. They even go, there was a BBC.
After Ramadan, should we saw them sharing money?
Yes. Yes, of course now. And those are people that government does not even know they exist.
Exactly.
And then somebody goes there to share money.
And go and share them money to them.
And what they say is, for example now, because Shekau was the one killing people in communities.
Yes.
Farmers, having heard that Shekau is dead and his group decimated, as if they still exist, can now go to their farms. But if they are in farms in areas controlled by Abu Musab Abanawi, then they must pay taxation to him. They must pay Shakole to Abu Musab Abanawi. He will not. He was doing that when he was in control of Baga. You know, the interesting thing was that Baga, the army controlled a small portion of Baga for a long time, while he controlled the other side and was enjoying so much money from the sales of fish and all that. So, if they will not, if they will continue to pay their taxes, they are free to come and farm.
His aim is not to kill them.
No, he has said it. One of the reasons they broke away from Shekau was because he was killing fellow Muslims for no reason. And he was bloodthirsty. There was a member of his group that went and bought a motorcycle in Fotokol. Fotokol is in Cameroon, just across the border. He came back. When Shekau saw the motorcycle, Shekau had him executed. Just for buying a motorcycle. So it was a psychopath, bloodthirsty. So a lot of them, and when he killed his main commander, they called that one Fatima. Okay. When he killed him, then a lot of his guys felt, oh, none of us is safe.
If you can
so by the time that attack came, you know, Fatima was the one that they recognized as their leader. Many of them had never seen Shekau. Oh. Yes, because of the security, yes. The normal fight, the average fighter will not see him. So even if you get caught by the military, you can't say this is where Shekau was. Yes, that's the way they were operating, you know. So the person they knew, you've already killed that person. So they didn't owe you any form of loyalty. By the time ISWAP came, fought him for this.
Did Shekau kill the Fatima? What's the Fatima now?
He had executed Fatima over a disagreement. Yes. So, I'm sure that Banawi too, who was brought back, took over the leadership of the group.
Shekau must be a madman.
We must have felt, well, this is the right time
for him to break up.
If Shekau had been alive, because people have been asking me, what's going on? Is it really true that Shekau is there? I said, the most reliable people that I've related with since I started monitoring events in the Northeast, they've told me that he's gone. It's how many weeks now that this has happened? He has not come out to broadcast. And the broadcast, he was killed on Wednesday. His last broadcast on Tuesday evening is the one that some people are still listening to, where he was talking about the disagreement, what caused the disagreement, how people that they had been together for long now came to attack him, and they think that they have victory. You know, they don't have victory. You know, he was referring to that attack.
Yes.
That my own brothers.
For like 4 days.
Like 2.5 days. So, like my own brothers were coming, he was saying that in that tape, and his voice showed that somebody was concerned. But that was the last audio.
They were closing him by that time.
Yeah, he was aware that they were fighting his troops. And once they're able to defeat his troops, then they can move straight to where he was. And that was what happened.
I have Olawale from Ikorodu. Thank you for joining us, Wale.
Yeah, good evening, Ayo.
Good evening, Wale.
Okay, my encyclopedia.
I greet you, sir.
Well with you.
Yes, sir.
Doki. Good evening.
Thank you very much.
Yes, let me be frank with you. This graveyard silence by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in respect of worsening insecurity in the country cannot help him. We did not vote for the governors. Somebody advised the President that it's a state matter. It's not a state matter. The state governors have no authority over the army and the police. That's my first comment. So let the president wake up and take action. Secondly, God bless you, my encyclopedia, for understanding the problem we have in Lagos as far as insecurity is concerned. The hoodlums, if they don't check them immediately, we shall be in trouble in Lagos. They just have to check them. God bless you.
Thank you.
Ikorodu, yes. Ikorodu is almost the den of...
People complain. Early morning, you are robbing people,
there's no
taking their phones, or even kill people.
Every street end, you see young boys, everybody gathering.
You have no work, you have no work, nothing.
I thought that thing was even limited to university before.
No.
Now you see
organizer, they also belong to cults. They belong to cult groups. It's idleness.
It's serious.
And finally on the show, with action comes consequences. The Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 says the federal government will enforce penalties on violators of travel advisory to check spread of the pandemic. It says it will deactivate passports of violators for a year, revoke visas of foreigners, and prosecute offenders where applicable. In the last 3 weeks, there have been more than 220 violators of the travel advisory. So it is the time to wield the big stick. Yes, Jide? Well, the situation with COVID-19. Now, the second, our president took the second dose of AstraZeneca vaccine, and the vice president, and it's around the public. For those of you that you took the first one, so it's better you go for the second one to just complete the whole thing. But give us an update. What's happening?
The truth is, more than 220 people refuse to obey the quarantine and post-arrival protocols that the government put in place. I'm alarmed that we allowed up to 220 persons to get away with something that in other countries they cannot get away with.
At all.
You can't go to Rwanda, for example, and refuse to subject yourself to quarantine and other safety protocols put in place for people traveling, coming into their country. I've said it before that, look, as soon as you land, there is a designated, you are not going to choose an hotel for yourself.
No.
There's an hotel that they have already set aside for you. There is a taxi that will pick you from the airport. The taxi drivers are routinely tested. They are not going to allow you to just hop into any vehicle and simply, no. When Rwanda experienced a spike in COVID-19 cases owing to the influx of tourists and all that, they had to come up with these
measures.
Yes, these measures. And you cannot, once it is after you've been tested and they can see that, yes, you are clean, that they will allow you outside of that hotel. You can't go out. Security men are watching over you. So when you are safe, then you go out. Then the tourist centers themselves, it's not every tourist center that you can go. They've already marked those that you can go. So this is a serious country trying to ensure that, look, they keep this situation at bay. The truth is, we cannot, just as the Secretary of Government of the Federation said, we cannot survive a third wave. Look at countries that are advanced, Brazil. The Brazil and the rest of them. Look at what they are going through. Let me just give people update. India has 39,072 new cases with 735 new deaths.
Sure.
Turkey has 6,493 new cases, 122 deaths. Brazil has 32,554 new cases and 874 new deaths. Now, coming to America, America already 609,777 have died. But the cases are coming down drastically.
Drastically, yeah.
1,259 new cases. That's the same America. These new cases used to be the number of the dead.
Yeah.
1,259 new cases and 10 new deaths.
I think they succeeded in vaccinating 25%.
Just 10 new deaths. And America is bigger than the whole of West Africa. That's just 10 new deaths. When you respond effectively to adversity, people will see the results. I can't understand how we allowed up to 220 people to not obey the safety protocols that we put in place at the point of entry. Now we are saying, oh, those Nigerians, you are going to deactivate their passports, that they cannot use their passport. Foreigners, you are going to... It shouldn't even... What if they had infected people?
Exactly.
These people came from India.
It shouldn't be
because
something
the
of
government mentioned countries that are high incidence cases, high risk countries. They mentioned them. These are the places that these people came from.
Was flying down.
Yes,
would have put measures in place.
Now the measures are there. It's just that we cannot enforce.
That's the problem. That's the
corruption and inefficiencies have been.
The people that are meant to enforce it are not doing their job. See, in fairness to government has spelled out the steps to be taken. But it is those who are supposed to implement it that are breaking it. Where we will blame the government is, you are the people who put these people there. When it is broken, what punishment did you mete out to those who broke it?
Yes.
Because if you don't punish people, the others will copy it and do the same.
I agree with you. In our point of entry,
yes,
you now see people that are meant to be, checking all these things, checking your document, what you bring.
I'm more concerned about collecting bribes.
So, as in that case now, what do you do? What are those cameras in the arrival?
What if these 220 people infect Nigerians?
What are those cameras doing?
It is spread.
Is it that
they've made contact with
exactly
already?
Is it that it is only when trouble breaks out that those cameras, you bring them down and watch? As a routine, these cameras must be watched from time to time. Watch it and see how your security agents are doing. When you arrive in the US, when you get too friendly with a security man, he moves away from you and go and lodge a complaint because
you will start
he
suspecting
believes that exactly. But why is it that we don't have
just
things
psychology,
like that?
not
Why is it that we don't have things like that? You come,
officer,
how are you? You start shaking and so on. Those are the kind of things that cost it.
Compare our airport to Heathrow. Even one wing of Heathrow alone is bigger than this airport.
Than the whole
Yet
of it.
we cannot manage people who come into our country.
Exactly. So what is the problem?
If our airport was as big as Jeff Kennedy, what are we going to do?
Or the one in Atlanta.
Yeah, or the one in Atlanta. What are we going to do?
So what do see? All those cameras are not there for fun. From time to time,
individuals must be no-nonsense individuals coming.
They must be checked so that when you notice that a particular security official is becoming too friendly with a arriving passenger, then you know what to do.
You remove him and put
this
the right
this
kind of thing should naturally let heads roll.
Exactly.
This kind of figure.
220.
Because look, people will abuse privileges. The Secretary of the Government of Federation was saying that they abused Nigerian hospitality. No, it's not hospitality that they abused.
No,
it is our laxity that they have abused.
Exactly. You can't
we
go
always
to
don't
the
tell
US
ourselves
or
the
UK
truth.
to do that.
Can they go and do that in the UK? Can they go and do that in the US? Even UK players, when they are going to other country to play, there's already measures in place, so they know you can't get out of the hotel room. That's why people, Phil Foden and Mason Greenwood, they imported small girls. They too are small boys. They are under 20. They imported beautiful young girls into their room, and they were caught. So the coach of the national team had to suspend them. He didn't allow them to play the next round of matches because they couldn't go out. Ordinarily, they will have used the opportunity to say, okay, let's go to a nightclub. Let's feel this city. Let's go and enjoy ourselves somewhere. But you can't. You can't go out. They know that if you go out, you will infect people. And it's a two-way thing. Even when you go out, you too could be infected. Yes. So you are restricted to your hotel room. You finish training, you go to your hotel room. So this is how countries are trying to guide against a disturbing spread of this virus. And we have seen with Turkey, we've seen with India and Brazil.
Very, very bad.
That if we are not careful, if we joke with it, we could be in this kind of situation. And the strains of COVID-19 from that India, is something that we have to be worried about. We don't have any immunity against it. No. You can pray yourself to death.
Vaccination does not even solve
the pray yourself to death. It will not solve the problem. Avoid getting infected. That is the best guarantee for this thing. So I agree that we need to punish those who have violated, but we must make sure that the system is stringent enough to ensure that they cannot bypass the system. We are asking UAE now that it appears that UAE is victimizing us by coming up with country-specific measures. It's because they know our system is loose. It's because they know that when we say, look at how long we've been in talks with them, we have not been able to break the ice. They know that, look, if someone tells you, oh, I got a certificate, this thing, maybe it's a Jankara certificate.
They know all those things.
So now
but
we need to
redeem ourselves.
Yes. We need to increase testing, improve oxygen capacity, and increase vaccine acquisition drive. That way, we'll keep ourselves safe as a country.
Dr. Olayinka Oyebule, thank you for your contribution. And Babajide Kolade Otitoju, thank you for your contribution as always. And that's our package today. You can join us for another episode of Journalist Hangout. Please don't forget Journalist Hangout on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Zubakun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.